Christian Rasmussen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. And here on behalf of the Detroit Grand Prix, DetroitGP.com, I mentioned this. Last year was such a weird race. I mean, you had like 21 laps. Is that right? You were out and then you had a mechanical error. What was the mechanical failure?
We had just a plain up engine failure. Didn't want to go anymore.
When you're in the car, and I know I'm like, way to start off the interview by bringing up this, but I'm always curious though. You're in the car and did you feel it coming, or when a car goes in it, when the motor goes in Indy, it's just gone?
It's very different. Sometimes you'll feel it. Sometimes it'll just kind of happen from one corner to the next. Here it happened going down the back straight, and I could kind of like roll around the hairpin and then back in the back there. But yeah, no, it was very. There was not really any warning signs. It just kind of happened. One of those
The
things
track,
that
obviously. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, no, one of those things that just happens in racing sometimes,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
The track downtown, I'm partial. I'm one of the track announcers down there. Again, Detroit GP for everybody to get their tickets for the Detroit Grand Prix. Um, it's got a lot of character. And were you surprised by maybe the bumps and the elevations? Tell people, because we see it on TV and you're like, well, you go straight down Jefferson, there's three, four, five, six. But it feels like there's a lot more character. And when you guys drive this, it's got to be tough.
Yeah, it definitely has character. I've been fortunate enough to race there since we started there. My first year was in Indy next, and then 3 years in IndyCar now, or third year in IndyCar now. So yeah, coming there the first time, it was definitely a bumpy experience, and that hasn't changed. But I always love the street courses. I love that extra factor that you have with the outside walls and the bumps, and that's definitely also a factor at Detroit. So I like coming there. I think it's a fun race. We've had good cars there in the past. We've been quick. We've had some bad luck, but hopefully that's over and we can go compete up
You
front
got
this
it.
weekend.
The other thing I was thinking about, Christian, was like for people when you watch an Indy car, to me, it's always interesting. Nose first, the nose has got to turn. We hear all the drivers you talk about understeer. If the car's not turning, doesn't matter what you do on a road course. But the rear of that car looks like it's dancing all over the place, especially on your road course. That's by design. What is it like when the feel of the car? I'll never be able to understand that.
Yeah, it's a hard feeling to describe to someone that's never driven a race car on the limit. Um, yeah, at the end of the day, that's what we love doing. We love to see what these cars are capable of, and take them to their like absolute limit. Obviously, the bumps play a huge factor in that, so that can especially make the rear of the car move around a lot. So yeah, that's one of the things that we're gonna attack here once we get to practice, so that we can hopefully make the rear end solid, so we can have some good power downs and have some fast race laps. So
Right. Because I mean, like I do iRacing and sim racing and stuff. It's not the same. It's not the same. I mean, it's not the same. Everyone's like, oh, if I do that, I can do this. Like, no, you can't. No, you can't. I mean, the way you guys hang it out and where you're at right now as you get ready for Indy this Sunday. I mean, we witnessed this yesterday. Did I hear Alexander had a little surgery? He's hopefully he's gonna be back Friday for carb day, and you guys are on the edge for that whole run of 2.5 hours like that. I mean, mentally, I always think about that. Even in practice, mentally, it's got to be exhausting for you, isn't it?
for sure, and especially at a race like the 500, with how much time and effort goes into making these race cars, as quick as they are. So the last thing you want to do is to make a very small mistake and crash your race car. And I think yesterday was really a good example of, sometimes, man, you don't even have to do anything wrong. Like, sometimes Indianapolis just takes whoever it wants to. Because I didn't really see Alex do anything wrong. He was doing the exact same thing that he had done the lap before, and for whatever reason, that lap it just didn't hold up. But yeah, no, we're all hoping that he'll be back in the car. He, like you said, had a procedure done yesterday. But I think he'll be all good for come carp day and race day.
You're obviously a more mature driver every year you go, more experience. What's different about Indy for you this year? How do you approach this mentally this year? Are you approaching it differently than you did last year?
I wouldn't say that I approached it massively differently. Always going into a race weekend, I'm always trying to obviously make the best of it. So in terms of that, it hasn't changed. I think what's changed for me, just adding another layer of my experience at Indianapolis, is just you just know a little bit more of what you want out of the car, how to work best with your engineer, to kind of get to that point, both in qualifying trim and race trim. So I think the work process has become a little bit not easier, but more focused in a way,
Right.
because you have a better idea of what you want. Whereas the first years, you're kind of like, I mean, you're just learning, you're
Happy to be here.
doing, you're happy to be there, and you're just trying to make the best of it, but you don't really know what necessarily a good race car feels like before you've actually, done it. And I think just having an extra layer, a couple layers of that, focuses that in and makes me know a little bit more of what I want out of the car.
You've got speed. I mean, I remember the practice for qualifying, you were at the top of the board there. So it's there. How do you feel about the car with race trim?
I feel good. I think we have a strong car. I think we missed it ever so slightly in qualifying for whatever reason, but we've shown all month that there's speed in the 21 car, and I'm kind of getting known for moving forward in the races. So even though we're
Yeah,
starting
you are.
15th, I'm sure that we can make something happen and have a really good day.
Have a great time at Indy. All the best to you. Drink the milk. You'll nail it. And then here in Detroit, the week after, what a wonderful race, DetroitGP.com for the Detroit Grand Prix with our friends at Chevrolet, presented by Lear. Can't wait to have you here, Christian Rasmussen. Have a great, I hope in all this, and I know how stressful it is and how much work you put into this month, but I hope there are moments where you can step back and enjoy and going, dear God, I'm an IndyCar driver doing the Indy 500. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, sometimes you definitely have to pinch yourself.
Good.
We're very fortunate people. We all get to do what we love, and even though at times can be stressful, it's yeah, it's just pretty cool.
Christian, appreciate the time. Thank you so much. See you here in
Thank
Detroit.
you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
bud.
bye.